Good evening, fans, and welcome to a frosty and frigid Fredericton, New Brunswick. You're looking at the Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium. We have ACAA basketball action here on a Friday night. Mount Allison Mounties in town in the Garnet and Gold to play the host St. Thomas Tommies. Mounties come in second place in the conference, half a game back of Mount St. Vincent. They sit at 8-2. They're on a 6-game win streak. The Tommies, after an 0-2 weekend in Prince Edward Island, they sit in fourth with 7-4 record. Lost 2 in a row. Mount A, they come in averaging 73 points a game while allowing 60. That's a plus 13 differential. The Tommies, they allow 65 and they score 57. Pardon me, they score 65 and allow 57. That's a plus 8 differential. So we're looking for this game probably to be played somewhere in the 60s this evening based on those two scoring differentials. The Mounties, they are ranked 9th in the country in this one. One of 3 ACAA teams ranked. Mount St. Vincent is number 4 in the nation, and Holland College is 15th. The Tommies, after the losses on the island, drop out of the CCAA rankings. As mentioned, these teams are coming off play last weekend. STU lost at Holland College, 77-58 on Saturday and 68-62 on Sunday. For Mount Allison, their last 3 games, January 22nd, they defeated Holland College 70-64. January 27th, they defeated Kings 67-42. And on the 29th, they beat conference frontrunner Mount St. Vincent University 60-58. We'll get into some scores in that one. First off, we've got the starters for Mount Allison. They've just been introduced. 7 is Greater, X9 is Trail, 16 is Miller, 21 is Janes, and 22 is Mumford. Starters for the Tommies, 6 is Vanessa Sophie, 5'4" guard out of Fredericton High. 9 is Alyssa Jeffrey. She's having a breakout campaign. She's out of Sussex and Sussex High School. 15 is Sam Storty, 5'11" forward out of Bernice McNaughton in Moncton. 20 is Jaden Penny, 5'10" forward, who leads the team in rebounds with nearly 7 a game out of Leo Hayes. And 22 is Ava Prosser, 5'9" forward out of Johnstown, Ontario. Be back after the anthem. All right, the anthem is set. Players are introduced. Officials for this one, crew chief, Mr. Donnie Forsyth, Mr. Adam Humphrey, and Mr. Dan Wilton. They are the 3 charged. Make sure all goes according to Hoyle in this one. Be Storty and Miller taking the jump ball. Tapped away and controlled by Trail. Trail for Janes. Miller in the high post by Storty, lays it up underhand and in. First 2 points for Abby Miller. Miller averages 15 a game and over 8 boards. She gets the first 2, and we're on the go here early. Storty for Prosser. Prosser guarded by Mumford. Prosser with the back in, high off glass, no good. Rebound to Greatorex. Pass forward for Janes is a little too strong. Prosser were inbound against some early pressure from Mount Allison. That's Trail checking Sophie. Sophie gets into the paint, off glass, short. Prosser attacks the offensive glass, out of bounds. Off of Prosser and ball to the Mounties. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACAA.tv and Tommy's TV on YouTube. Played 40 seconds of this one. It's 2-0 Mounties here in Fredericton. Trail drives baseline. Back out for Mumford. There's Miller. She's going to drive and pick up a traveling violation. A little direction there from Coach Chase. That should be another swing there. Captain Miller acknowledges. And now it's Greatorex on Sophie this time. Storty on the drive. Storty to the floor and a takeaway on the steal by Trail, and they lead pass just a little too far for Maddie Greatorex. Trail for Jeffrey. Prosser with a pass inside for Storty. Storty looks to go up with it, but the underside of the backboard. 4 on the shot clock. They're going to have to launch one here. Prosser got one away, but it didn't hit the rim. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Tough defense there by the Mounties. Coach Connors thought that hit the rim. I thought it was the underside of the backboard myself. That's a look inside for Miller. Miller goes off glass. She's got 4. No one else has any. Storty against Miller. Going nowhere with the dribble. Now picks it up outside for Sophie. Late in the shot clock again for the Tommies. 4 seconds. Sophie needs to create something here. She's going to have to launch one. That goes around the rim and out. Big rebound there by Maddie Greatorex. Forward for Tori Janes, and we've got numbers for the Tommies. Miller can't get that short one to go, but it's Janes on the rebound. Jump ball, possession, St. Thomas. Quick substitution, Emily Owens into the game for Stu, as well as Kylie Roy. Penny and Storty come out. Full court pressure from Mount Allison. Prosser with a fake, bodied up by Miller. It's going to be a foul on Abby Miller, her first, team's first. Didn't seem to be a lot of contact there on that foul to my eyes. Nice up and under move by Kylie Roy, but she misses. Jump ball as they both slide out of bounds. This one will go to Mount Allison. Sophie with the poke away on trail. They both dive after it. Up in the air for Miller, forward for Janes. They've got a violation on the time. Abby Miller pleads the case to the official, says, was that not over? Taken away there by Janes on the inside. Mounties run offense here, looking inside for Miller. 3 Tommies hit the deck, and it's Vanessa Sophie coming out of the pack with the ball. Far side for Prosser. Prosser's going to drive, stops. Now look for the power step for Roy on the pass. That one rattles through for Kylie Roy. Tommies finally break the ice here. 4-2. And there's another steal by Roy, and she'll come in and tie the game up. Tommies coming with pressure off the made basket. Trail barely stays into the front court. Mumford with the pass to the corner for Miller. Miller with a miss. Mumford with a tap on the offensive glass, but it's Kylie Roy. Comes away with the ball. Ahead for Sophie. Sophie inside, the pass for Owens. Owens goes up and rebound by Mumford. We've got a jump ball. Nice tie-up by Vanessa Sophie. Connors and Vidito check in for Stu. Number 6, Lauren Furlong. Number 14, Danielle Alexander check in for Mount Allison. The Tommies, Katie Vidito is number 7. And Charlie Connors is 21. That's Connors there on the cut. Can't get that one to go. Tapped by Roy. And tipped by the Mounties as it went out of bounds. 14 on the shot clock. The Tommies inbound. Tied at 4. We played 4.5 minutes. That's Vidito. She can hit from long range. Greatorex trapped in the front court. Ahead for Furlong. Into the post for Mumford. Back for Greatorex. That shot missed, but it's Alexander on the board. Jump ball. This one will go to Mount Allison. Inbounded for Mumford. She looked to go over Penny. Couldn't get the shot to go down. Now Janes on the outside, inside for Mumford. Mumford against Connors. Back out for Furlong. Janes on the drive with 2 on the shot clock. Floater won't go, and Mumford's put back. Doesn't get to the rim. That baseline pass picked off by Tori Janes, and a foul on Kylie Roy. Sophie back in for Stu. For Roy. Janes handles in the front court. Into the paint, back for Mumford. Mumford with a long shot. Side of the rim, rebound inside by Alexander. She can't get the putback to go down. Furlong trapped in the corner. That was looking for Greatorex, but it's Jaden Penny who comes away with the ball for Vanessa Sophie. That's Vidito. She fakes, drives baseline, now back outside for Penny. One more swing, they have a shot. There's Vanessa Sophie, there it is. The shot was wide right for Sophie. Bit of a dog pile there, rugby style. A jump ball called. Tommy's possession. Subs in, it's Sophie Trail, number 9, back into the game. Megan Philbrook, number 11, comes in, as does Reese Nowlin, number 13. Nowlin's been dealing with knee injury. Shot clock being set to 6 seconds as the Tommies inbound in the front court. Connors with a lob pass for Vedito. That goes out of bounds. And a turnover over to Mount Allison. Philbrook with the catch at center. Loses a handle. That's a takeaway by Vanessa Sophie. Sophie with a little reverse. That doesn't go down. Rebound for Trail. Long look ahead for Nowlin, and some contact there between Nowlin and Penny. Nothing called. Sophie again comes out of the pack after a good hustle by Vedito to pick up that loose ball. Vanessa Sophie goes right at the glass and rebounded by Nowlin. Now the Mounties on the run. Nowlin too strong for James. First timeout called. It goes to the Mounties. 3:17 to play here in the opening quarter. Low scoring game, 7-4. Had an opportunity to speak with both coaches before this one. Coach Chase told him he was having the type of season I expected his team could have based on the veteran personnel. He said so far so good, but a long way to go. Have to be looking forward to a little bit of home cooking after the first semester largely away from home due to the renovations at the Mount A gym, which I'm told is sparkling. Still a few things to get cleaned up, but it will do for the rest of this year. We're looking forward to playing in that. Spoke to Coach Connors. He said, we really lost our identity on the island. Didn't play defensive basketball at all on Saturday. Sunday after the first, he said 5 or 8 minutes, I don't remember which, we started to play better defense and got closer to where they want to be. He's really looking for the Tommies to get back to who they are. Those games on the island on Saturday, that 77-58 loss. Sophie had a big line, 23.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 steals, but also 7 turnovers. Katie Vedito, 7 points. Holland College shot 42% from the field, so there you are. Not guarding particularly well. The Tommies only 26. Lisa Bolander, 25 points in the 29th. The loss, 6-pointer, 68-62. Connors with 15 points, 4 boards. Jeffrey with 12 points and 5 boards. That shot from the corner is nothing but silk for Vedito. It's a 3. Bolander again had a big game. She 26 points, including 11 for 11 free throws. Free throws a big difference. The Tommies 8 of 21. The Hurricanes 22 of 28. That's a minus 14 in terms of the total points scored. The Tommies missing 13 free throws. Tommies had more shots and field goal attempts overall than the Hurricanes in that one. (10-4) Stu. Vedito with 2 threes. Has St. Thomas in front. She's hiding in the corner there now and catches way away from the rim. She's guarded by Nowlin. Vedito would have speed in that matchup given the knee injury there right now to Reese Nowlin. Late in the shot clock, Connors from long distance. That one rattles out. Rebound Nowlin. She's looking for the long pass ahead for Miller. Miller for Philbrook. Philbrook with a little power step. No good. Inside for Miller. Miller has that go off the safety wire up top. And it's Storty and Owens back in, along with Roy. Connors, Vedito, and Sophie out. So we've got a foul called actually on Stu on that play, not an out of bounds. So it will send Miller to the line. Miller shoots at about a 55% clip from the free throw line. Of course, he'll go up with that make. And a miss there. Mounties on the offensive boards. Philbrick for Nowlin. And for the pick and roll with Philbrick, but it's taken away on the rip by Storty. Storty ahead for Owens. Too strong on the pass. Coach Connors doesn't mind that one, though, because that's a run out for Emily Owens. Caitlin Samard checks in. Number 10 for Mount Allison. Samard, 5'9" guard at the Low Island Park Secondary in Timmins, Ontario. Out of the corner, it's Miller, guarded by Storty. Back to the corner for the open shooter, too strong, but it's rebound. Greatorex inside for Miller. Miller's got 2 more. She's got all 7 of the Mountie points. What a great quarter for Abby Miller. Roy, nowhere to go. Long pass outside for Penny. Penny thought about the 3. Now has Roy on the outside. She'll take the 3. That one partially blocked by Miller. Greatorex can't stick a fork in it, but she does control. Trail will direct traffic. Watch Trail. She's a lefty. She's going to use that left hand. A nice pass inside for Greatorex, but I believe a Tommy got a piece of that ball on the way up. 9 on the shot clock, 1:01 in the quarter. Miller on the catch. Lost the handle, and it's Penny who picks it up for Storty. Kylie Roy. Jeffrey is out of bounds. Mumford will check back in. For Miller. Coach Connor says, how can you be out of bounds when she hadn't caught the ball yet? I believe that was his argument. Samard on the drive and the score. Oh, nice baseline cut by Owens, and Owens is blocked at the rim by Greatorex. Roy can't get it to roll over the front. And the Mounties control. They could take the lead here with the last shot of the quarter. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Nowlin, cross-court pass for Greatorex. Outside for Trail. She will take the runner, no good. Rebound to Trail. And Owens controls the rebound. Into the first quarter, it's 10-9 Tommies in a low-scoring quarter. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACAA.TV and Tommy's TV on YouTube. We'll take just a short break and be right back with the second quarter. Fans, welcome back to frosty Fredericton. Temperatures in the minus 30s, close to minus 50 overnight with the wind chill here. Stopped at the drive-thru on the way in to get a steaming hot cup of tea, and time I got it back in the window, it somehow had iced over. Might just as well have been a nest tea at that point in time. Coldest it's been here all winter long thus far. I'm sure folks watching across the country have seen some colder weather and not feeling too bad for us here. Supposed to be short-lived, cold snap, only a couple days. Tight first quarter, Tommy's +1. A lot of late shot clock possessions on both sides. A little more tightly contested. Coach Connors have to be a little happier with the defense in that quarter, only giving up 9 points. James, Greaterix, Alexander, Samard, and Mumford are your starting 5 here in the quarter. Mounties with the first 2 points to take their first lead of the, not their first lead, they led early. Take the lead here in the quarter. Little power step there for Alyssa Jeffrey. She scores 2. Tommies up with good pressure here for the Tommies. It is Storty with Roy, Penny, Owens, and Jeffrey here to open action. 3-pointer from the corner for Maddie Greaterix. Greaterix, she's averages over 7 points a game, 5.5 boards and nearly 4 assists. Not usually the first name that comes to mind when you think of the Mount Allison squad and the scorers that they have. But to me, Maddie Greaterix, one of their most important pieces that they have. She plays big defense and does a lot of the little things that you need to do to win. Sophie back in for Stu. Prosser will check in as well. Storty with the catch on the inbound, but it's taken away by the Mounties. Jump ball. Nice tie up there by Caitlin Samard. Storty out, Connors in. Now it's Prosser with the big stretch to catch the inbounds pass. Penny again thought about the 3. Prosser will take a deep 3. Nothing but net there for Ava Prosser. The pride of Johnstown, Ontario finds a triple. Oh, nice post pass inside. And nice finish there for Jillian Mumford. Great look from Danielle Alexander. Alexander out of Woodstock and the perennially strong Thunder program at Woodstock High School. Champion at the AA level last year here in high school ball. Roy outside for Prosser. Prosser suddenly heating up. Janes finds the paint, goes off glass, too strong, rebounds Sophie. Sophie will push, but it's nothing but red shirts back, and it's picked off by Samard. Let's see if Janes values this possession a bit more. Over for Alexander. Alexander will pick up the foul, as I believe that's Kylie Roy on the far side. Nowlin and Trail back in for Mount Allison. Samard and Janes to the bench. Tommy's up 1. It's Sophie to the front court for Roy. Roy on the drive. Can't get that to go over the front of the rim. Taken away by Greaterix. Around for Trail. Trail guarded by Vedito. Nowlin launches. Front rim. That's going to be a reach on Reese Nowlin. Moving the hands but not the feet. Tough thing to do against Vanessa Sophie. Alexander out and Abby Miller back in. Connors will inbound in the backcourt. Watch for Vedito, leak out for a three-pointer on this one, post and then back outside. Oh, nice power step there by Roy. She can't get it to go again. Tough luck shot for Roy, and it's Nowlin now on the leak out. Nowlin stripped by Vanessa Sophie, but they're going to say that's a foul. Referee much closer, better angle than I had on that one. I thought Sophie from here had ball, but referee Dan Wilton right on top of the play. Not going to question his call. Nowlin to the line. She shoots it at about 70% from the free throw line. Second one rattles through, and subs for the Tommies. Owens and Jeffrey. In for Sophie and Roy. Trail bothered Jeffrey just enough there that the ball is knocked out of bounds off of Jeffrey. Turnover back over to the Mounties as they look to build on their 1-point lead. Trail around to Greatorex, and now Mumford for three. Jillian Mumford knocks in a three-pointer. Prosser cross-court pass, and a dangerous one. That's a skip pass. Coach Connor said we had a player in position in the post. Why didn't we go inside there? 13 on the shot clock as the Tommies inbound. Connors goes right into paint. Nowhere to go outside for Prosser. She'll put up another three-pointer. No dice on that one, and it's Trail into the front court. The pass for Mumford outside for Nowlin on the drive. She's down in the paint again. Little wince there as the knee hit the court. Back up and okay. Somehow it ends up into the hands of Abby Miller. I'm not sure that was an intended pass or not. We have a whistle on the floor here as Sophie Trail comes off on the bench holding her arm. Didn't see the injury there myself. We're set to go. Subs are in. Coach Connors is having a little chat with his troops there. So it's James, Greatorex, Miller, Nowlin, and Mumford. Your personnel for Mount A after that substitution. And it is Nowlin taken away from Connors and then drawing the foul on Connors. Ryan Chase was looking for the unsportsmanlike there. Looking for an explanation on that one. Why it wasn't potential breakaway foul there, I think is what he's looking for. James for Nowlin. On the drive over for Miller. Nowlin is down again. She's been on the floor a lot in this one. A little slower to get up that time. Greatorex again on the make. And it's 26-17. What was a low-scoring first quarter. Very much opened up here in this one. Now Allison already has 17 on the board here in this quarter. Vito off, Penny on. Storty on as well for Stu, for Connors. Mount Allison ball to inbound. Tommy's coming with pressure. For Samard, who has just checked in. Back for James. Prosser can't get there. Miller has it, but it's Penny from behind on the pickoff. Got ball. Owens will just hang on to it. We'll stay with Mount A. There was a reset there on the shot clock. I'm not sure that should have been reset. We'll go to 14 anyway in the front court for Mount Allison on the inbound. Now we're going to say 23. Greaterix for Janes. Greaterix with a miss on that one. Janes for Mumford, a little mishandle there. Now inside for Miller. Penny with the defense in the post. Miller is down on the floor as our Stordy, Samard, and Jeffrey. This jump ball will go to the Tommies. St. Thomas cooled off here in this quarter. Foul will go on Greaterix with the body. Alexander will check back in for Mumford. Emily Owens to inbound for STU. It's going to be a kick by Janes. Janes and Owens, former teammates at Fredericton High and on provincial teams as well. Vanessa Sophie and Sophie Trail, both part of that Fredericton High School team as well. And of course, round out, we will talk a little bit about Lucina Beaumont, who's playing at St. Mary's in the AUS. Also part of that team, as was Allie McCarthy, who's playing Division I ball. The North Dakota Fighting Hawks, if I have the team name correctly, in the U.S. That, to me, one of the all-time Fredericton High School teams, and there were several of those while I was back in high school. That shot put up by Prosser, missed. She's looking to track it down against Janes. Out of bounds off of Prosser. Janes against Jeffrey. Has the Miller screen, now has Stordy as a matchup. Miller on the roll. As a mismatch inside now. Abby Miller on the catch, can't get it to roll in. Miller looking for a foul, but it's Jeffrey on the rebound for Stordy. Stordy reverses the dribble, runs into trouble, but kicks it back outside. Shot put up and down by Jaden Penny. That's a three-pointer. Tommy's needed that one to go through. Ahead for Furlong, taken away by Stordy. Pass just a little too strong for Jeffrey. And it'll be Vanessa Sophie checking back in. Megan Philbrook checks in for Mount A. Furlong inbounds for Janes. Furlong's pass picked off by Penny for Vanessa Sophie. Sophie for Prosser. Prosser jump stop. Now she'll drive. She's got a lane. Scores two. Ava Prosser. Another timeout taken by Coach Chase. And the Mounties. (26-22), the Tommies coming to life a little bit on the offensive end. This opportunity to have a look back at Mount Allison action last weekend. They won at home versus UKC on the Saturday. Miller 14 points, 8 rebounds. Caitlin Samard 15 points off the bench. UKC shot 22%, Mount A 39. Jenna Bain 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists and 5 steals for the Blue Devils. 29th in a barn burner, 60-58 against Mount St. Vincent. The Mounties were winners. Each team won 2 quarters, but it was a 16-11 fourth quarter for the Mounties that powered them through. Miller with a big double-double, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Caitlin Simard, 17 off the bench in that one. Tori Jane stuffing the stat line, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals for Mount Allison. And really it was that fourth quarter run. Abby Miller had a bunch of points in that, made some key free throws towards the end of the game. Did Mount Allison to stick that one out. Has them right now on the heels of Mount St. Vincent. I believe Mount St. Vincent is this evening at Crandall, if I recall the schedule correctly. You'll probably expect, based on the standings, that Mount St. Vincent would be the favorite there. Owens in for Sophie. So the Tommies go big here. That'll put Kylie Roy at the point guard position. Emily Owens at the off guard spot. Prosser, Storty, and Penny across the front line. Alexander in the high post to the corner, and standing on the sideline is Megan Philbrick. Owens with a tough catch in the post. Pass banked off of Storty's knees, but she collects the ball. 7 in the shot clock. Penny way away from that. It's going to have to try to make something happen. She does, but good defense by the Mounties, taken away by Janes. She comes to the front court. 2 minutes to play in the half. Janes right into the paint. That's too easy. Storty will look to answer at this end. Nowhere to go. Back outside for Penny and Owens. Emily Owens, she can score. Loses that one off her toes on the drive. Miller and Mumford for Philbrick and Alexander. Storty picks up that errant pass. Shot out of the corner, no good for Roy. Prosser looks to track it down, goes over the top. With number 8, Hillary Shea. Miss Shea checking into this one. Tori Janes asking the official why that tackle was not a foul. Fans reminder coming up after this one, it will be men's action, same 2 schools. Stick with us. Between games, we'll have the Francis Farrington scholarship presentation. I do have the write-up on the Farrington scholarship, so I will be able to read that to you. We'll stay right here on this stream. We coming up right after the women's game. That will be presented. I did have a peek and had a look to see who the winner is and who the winner for both men's and women's. I'm not going to reveal that. We'll wait till that comes out in that presentation. But stick around for that. Tight one here as expected. Mounties have opened up scoring a little bit in this quarter. 19 points on the board with 1:20 to go just in the quarter. They only had 9 in the first quarter, a game total of 28. Tommies have 12 this quarter. Go with their 10 in the first quarter, gives them 22. So a 6-point game. The Mounties lead, and they will inbound. That's Sophie Trail back in, number 9, inbounding. Good to see whatever the arm injury was not serious enough to keep her out of action in this one. Inside for Mumford. Mumford tied up and surrounded by multiple Tommies, but she gets the shot off. Miller collects a rebound, but is blocked by Kylie Roy. Big block by Kylie. Jump ball again. Timeout Connors. And the Tommies with 1:02 to play. STU takes their first timeout of the half. Coach Connors did tell me they had a good week of practice. In 3 or 4 days of getting at it after the weekend on the island. Certainly believe the team was tuned in all week in practice. It was good to be able to play on the Friday night, as opposed to go a little bit longer. Said he didn't really care about the win in this one. He cared more about the team getting back to their identity. Find it hard to believe that he didn't really care about the win, but I think the point was, no matter the result, primarily the key is to get back to playing the way he wants them to play and be the team that he wants them to be. This is a Mounties team that is playing really well, but still a lot of games to go. Mounties have 6 left on the schedule, plus 1 to be rescheduled against Mount St. Vincent. 5 of those are at home, and it would be 2 road games, including the rescheduled Mount St. Vincent game to go. So they've got a road game at Holland and a road game at MSVU. And then the rest is home cooking, including the final date right now on the schedule, the 25th of this month, against these same Tommies. Sophie and Roy with a little communication breakdown. That pass out of bounds. Nowlin checks in for Hillary Shea. Nowlin out of James Ed Hill in the Miramichi. Former Tommy at the high school level, playing the Tommies here this evening. Janes to the corner. That one was intended for Nowlin, but picked off by Roy. And have a foul on Nowlin on the dive at the back. Kylie Roy with a little stretch out of the elbow. And that's another Kylie Roy dent on the floor here. 15 foul, second on Nowlin. That will send Roy to the line. Roy shoots at about a 55% clip. Important free throws here for the Tommies. Roy knocks the first one down. They'll line up for the second. Mumford and Miller, the inside position for the Mounties. Roy knocks in the second. Shot clock and game clock, slight differential. Miller pulls that one back out. A long 3 from Nowlin. Rebound for Penny. Tommies can play for the last shot of the quarter here with only 10 seconds left in the half. Roy, turnaround, no good. Rebound for Miller. 3 seconds to go, ahead for Trail. She launches one. Off glass, no good. We will go to halftime. The score, 28-24 in favor of Mount Allison. Quarter 2 leans towards the Mounties. However, still 2 quarters to go. We're in for a dandy second half. Take a break for about 14 and a half minutes, and I'll be back with action from the second half. Evening once again, fans. Welcome back to the Lady River Gymnasium here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACAA.tv. Tommy's TV on YouTube. Little rundown of the stats from the first half as we wait for the Tommies to return here to the floor. Mounties been back and taking some shots for quite some time. Greater X with 2 rebounds, 6 points. Trail, 2 points. Abby Miller, great first half, 9 points and 5 rebounds. Tori Janes, 2 points. Jillian Mumford, 5. Caitlin Samard, 2. And Reese Nowlin, 2. That's your total of 28. For the Tommies, Vanessa Sophie has a rebound, not a point. Pardon me. Jeffrey, 2 points. Penny has 3 points. Prosser with 7 on 3 for 5 field goals. Kylie Roy, 6 points. Katie Vedito, 6 points. And that totals your 24 for St. Thomas. Shooting percentage, the Mounties shooting 46% in the first half. The Tommies, 43. 3-point field goal percent. Each team shooting 50. The Tommies, 4 of 8. The Mounties, 3 of 6. Teams both perfect from the line. The Mounties 3 of 3, the Tommies 2 of 2. No real foul trouble to speak of, but a minute away from start of the second quarter here. As always, feel free to reach out, say hello to me on Twitter or social media if you can find me there. Now we have a number of folks watching along, including the Veditos in Prince Edward Island, Ray and Rachel. Not able, of course, to make it across the bridge here this weekend because of the weather outside. No, it's not snowing, it's not stormy. It's just really cold and windy. Bridge closed until Sunday morning, I'm told. The last update I had, that has impacted the volleyball schedule here for this weekend. Hurricanes men's volleyball were supposed to come to town for games Saturday night and Sunday at noon. The Saturday game, that has been postponed. The Sunday game, the timing has been pushed back to 4 o'clock. Still do have women's volleyball on the schedule here tomorrow against Dal AC. And then women's volleyball Sunday, Crandall as well. I'll have all of that here for you on ACA TV, but we're just about set for second half here. Prosser, Sophie, Jeffrey, Penny, and in the corner is Storty, your 5 for the Tommies. They work around the ball for Prosser. She's going to drive against Mumford. Turn it back outside now for Sophie. 7 on the shot clock as Sophie deals. Up and under for Sophie, rebound to Janes. It's Janes with Greater X, Mumford, Trail, and Miller. So the game starting 5 back for both of these clubs to start the second half as the Mounties hold the 4-point edge. Miller for Mumford for 3. Little spot up 3 for Jillian Mumford. Sophie with the dribble, Storty with the dribble far away from the rim. Now it's Sophie in the corner against Greater X. Again, deep in the shot clock are the Tommies. Storty, she had to spin the other way, but Janes gets the tie-up. Sam Storty had the size mismatch on Sophie Trail. She just gone back the other way. I think she had a lay-in. Good hands by Tori Janes to get the tie-up. Mumford looks inside for Miller, too strong on the pass. And once again, Mount Allison comes with some pressure. Gonna make the Tommies work for every inch of this one. Into the post for Storty. She squares up, shoots it over Miller. Back rim, rebound Miller. That's Greater X. Numbers inside for Mumford, off glass and scores 2. Jillian Mumford, 5 quick points here to start this half. Mumford out of Calgary. Prosser with the pass to the cutting Penny, but that was picked off by Miller. Outside, it's Trail wide open. Miller looks to rebound against Penny, but it's out of bounds. This will go. Quick subs here for Coach Connors. Owens and Vedito for Prosser and Penny. The Mounties have stretched it to 9. There's 4 at half. They've got the first 5 points. All off the fingertips of Jillian Mumford. Sophie inside, and that's knocked away and into the hands of Tori Janes. Janes for Trail. Uses the screen. Nice looking offense there from Mount Allison. See a couple options there out of that post pass. Knocked into the hands of Vedito. She'll find Sophie. Storty with one dribble and back to Jeffrey. Taken away again by Janes. Tori Janes having a great defensive game here for Mount Allison. That goes in. That's going to be a timeout, Coach Connors. See that coming. And St. Thomas, as Mount Allison has scored the first 7 points of this half to stretch the lead to 11. Rain slowing down here in the cold. Took me a minute to do that math. Should have been pretty easy. 5 for Mumford. And 2 more on that score for Greater X. Whatever the Tommies talked about at halftime certainly hasn't been working on the offensive end. The Mounties have forced some turnovers on the Tommies. It does appear to me that Coach Connors has gone a little shorter on the bench than we've seen him go earlier in the year. Seen Roy, Vedito, and Owens off the bench. And Connors as well. So we've gone, I guess, 9 deep. Maybe not quite as reduced lineup as I initially thought. Now that I look at my sheet a little closer. Emily Owens will inbound. Forward pass for Jeffrey. Jeffrey double teamed by Mumford and Janes. Jump ball will stay Tommy's. Good tie up by Jillian Mumford. And here will come Charlie Connors hustling to the scorer's table. She will sub in for Alyssa Jeffrey. The post for Storty. Storty for Owens. For Sophie. Charlie Connors on the drive. High off glass, scores 2. Nice move by Charlie Connors. Trail for Mumford. Mumford, little heat check shot there. That one short. Connors uses the elbow to get around Miller to the front court for Storty. Back for Connors. Owens will take a long three-pointer. That one banked off glass and front rim out. Thought she had a little bank shot there. Mumford called with the illegal screen there. I thought she looked pretty stationary from where I sat. She must have slid over on the bottom half. I didn't quite catch that one. I thought she was well set. Owens down off that screen, but it is a foul. The first one on Mumford, team's first of the quarter. Been a relatively foul-free affair. Pass looking inside for Owens is picked off by Mumford. And Mount Allison will come the other way. Tommy's offense hasn't looked in sync here, and full credit to Mount Allison for what they're doing here in this second half. Maddie Greaterix from deep. Cross-court pass for Vedito. She'll launch a three. That looks good. Front rim, though. Sometimes the angles here from up top fool me. Janes for a streaking Mumford. Too strong. Rebound, Vedito. Janes gets the tie-up. Roy in. Storty out. Alexander and Samard check in for Mount Allison. It'll be Tommy's ball on the tie-up. Correction, Mounty's ball on the tie-up. Now pointing in the other direction. Greaterix will inbound, calls a play. Little box formation here from the Mounties now on the break. For Miller in the corner, into the post for Mumford. They work so well in that high-low post. Janes, little teardrop, won't go in. Greaterix had a pass there, but lost the handle on the gather. Roy for Sophie. Sophie backs in and finds the cutting Roy, who can't get the reverse layup to go. Greaterix against Vedito for Alexander. Janes on the drive, gets the body from Roy. And Tori Janes will be going to the line here on this one. Called blocking on the pass by the lead official. Tori Janes pleading her case as she says, I was shooting there. Tori, I thought you were too. Nice cut by Miller and big block there. It was either Connors or Vedito. Ball ends up into the hands of Alexander, and this time it's a shooting foul that will go on Charlie Connors. Tommy's second of the quarter. And second on Connors. Miller out, Nowlin in. Danielle Alexander to the line. Averaging about 4 points and 5 rebounds in the rookie season. Front rim there on the second one. Connors and Nowlin. That's going to be Charlie Connors' third foul. And subbing in will be Trail for Greaterix. Not sure how Connors got a foul on that rebound. Seemed just like normal block out rebound action to me there, and Nowlin lost the footing, but foul called. Trail on the catch and score, plus 14 now for Mount Allison. Did have a quick look in that MSVU and Crandall game. At halftime, Crandall was trailing by 19 to Mount St. Vincent. Jeffrey on the drive, gets body, and second time's going to get the foul call. That will go on Alexander. So Lynn Sturkle will see her first action for the Tommies. Coach Connors is looking for some help on the offensive end. Charlie Connors will come out. Alyssa Jeffrey to the line. She's a really good free throw shooter, 80+% for Jeffrey. Jeffrey averages 11 points a game for St. Thomas. Really good campaign here for Alyssa Jeffrey. Second year out of Sussex. Makes them both. Sturkle ends up on Janes, forces the pass. Trail back for Janes. Again has Sturkle. Trail on the outside was looking for that pass. Jump ball. This one should go to St. Thomas. More pressure from Mount Allison. That's Sturkle on the outside. Good to see her back recovered from the knee injury into action. She's in the corner. Instead, it will be Roy. Vedito with the bat on the rebound, but it's into the hands of Sophie Trail. Trail to the front court with speed. She gets to the glass, and Sturkle knocks it out of bounds. Good hands for Celine Sturkle. Think of the Tommies. Look at that last offensive possession. They had one more pass to Sturkle in the corner for 3. Looked to be a little more open than the shooter who took it. Just my view from up here. Of course, easy for me to say that from my privileged high perch here in the pit. Back outside for Trail. Trail finds paint, met by Jeffrey, but Sophie Trail goes lefty and makes it. She is a left-hander. You have to watch for that. Mounties by 14 as the Tommies offense has sputtered here in this quarter. Have only 4 points. Jeffrey can't get it to go, and rebound to Nowlin. Coach Connors, I think, is looking to get teed up here. He's looking for the same call on the other end. He's not getting it. That's going to go. He does, yeah. You could tell that he was looking for that one. Got the warning and then the technical. Did Coach Connors. Looking for the foul at the other end. Caitlin Simard on the line. She's an 80% free throw shooter herself. Misses the first one. Now we'll have 2 free throws here after the technical. Foul one on Kylie Roy, Kylie's third, and that will get Vanessa Sophie up to check into the game for Kylie Roy. We'll check in here on a make, if it does happen. Still Simard at the line. 5'9" guard out of Timmins. Make there, and that will allow Sophie in. Roy will come out. Jeffrey, Vedito, Sophie, Sturkle, and Owens. And now it is Storty for Vedito. Screen coming from Sturkle. Sophie's going to use it. Now has Sturkle rolling. Storty on the cut. Storty off glass. She's going to draw a foul there. Miller or Philbrick. It's going to go on Miller. That's going to be Abby Miller's second. Sam Storty to the line. Storty shoots it better than 60%. Penny set to check in. It's maybe for Sturkle. Storty a miss on the first. Make on the second. Do have a sub in. Penny for Alyssa Jeffrey. New looking press set up here by the Tommies. Doesn't give the Mounties any trouble this first look. Greaterix for Trail. She lets loose, no good. Knocked to the ground by Storty after the shot. Coach Chase is looking for, hey, why wasn't that a foul after the shot? Not sure if Storty got in under her landing spot there or they got tangled up. I was watching the ball. There was contact, undoubtedly. Sub will come in. It'll be James, I believe, for Trail. Trail will hobble off. She's had a couple little injury issues. She'll have the ice packs on tonight, or maybe she'll just hang the arm out the bus window on the way home. Greaterix on the catch and shoot through the lane. Easily lays that one off glass. 46-29. This quarter very much in favor of Mount Allison to this point. Sophie for three. That one no good. Rebound pulled away by Mount Allison. James calling the play, uses the Philbrook screen. Going inside for Simard. A little too strong. Turnover for St. Thomas. We're under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tommy's down 17. Need to find some offense here. Sturkle with the catch. Spins from 15 outside for Penny. Penny on the drive. She's going to be fouled by Janes, and Jaden Penny will go to the line to shoot two. Penny, an excellent free throw shooter. Nowlin and Mumford back in for Coach Chase. Sorry, Jaden, I did the free throw jinx on you. Didn't give the percentage. I'm pretty sure you're going to knock this second one down. Philbrick on the catch for Greatorex. Nowlin throws that one away. Subs up to check in, Ava Prosser. Will be for Celine Sturkle. Owens will handle for Stu. Tommy's working around the outside for Penny. Now near side for Emily Owens. Back for Storty, under 10 on the shot clock for the Tommies. Storty finally looks at the rim, blocked there by Jillian Mumford. What a half Mumford is having. Loose ball ends up into the hands of the Mounties, and now tied up. Tommies get the ball on the alternating possession, under a minute to go in the quarter. Tommies would like to get a couple scores here to cut this lead down. Looking for the post pass for Prosser, and nicely knocked away by Megan Philbrick. Philbrick out of the Etobicoke Thunder organization in the Toronto area. One of the nice bench pieces here for Mount Allison. Storty shoots a long one, no good. Foul called over the back on Emily Owens. We're going to shoot. Correction, that foul is going to go on Jaden Penny. That's going to be her first. I thought they were going to get Owens on the over the back. Instead, it's Jaden Penny. Nowlin will go to the line to shoot the free ones. Nothing but net on the first. Back rim on the second. Rebound, though, into the hands of Mumford. Jump ball again. This time will go to Mount Allison. Jillian Mumford out of Calgary and Bonus High School. Greatorex on the catch outside. Philbrick for three. That one is off to the far right. Taken away by the Tommies. Sophie with some speed. She can't get it to go off glass, and it's out of bounds off of Prosser on the rebound. 19 seconds to go in the quarter. Shot clock is off. The Mounties can play for the last shot, and you would expect them to with a 17-point lead. Expect them to go for anything quick here. Janes, she's going to check the clock. Now call a play. Under 10 to go in the third quarter. Janes on the drive. Back outside for Nowlin. Reese Nowlin's going to draw the foul. She's not scared to create. 2.4 in the quarter. Miss on them both, and it's going to go over to the Tommies with 1.2 on the clock. Checking in Lauren Furlong. Furlong will give Greater X slightly longer break here between quarters at the very least. Inbound for Stordy. Stordy will have to launch it. It's going to be short. Quarter time, it's 47-30 in favor of Mount A. So that makes it a 19-6 quarter for Mount Allison. Tommies can't find offense, and the defense that looked so good in quarter number 1, holding Mount A to only 9 points, has gone away from them a little bit here. Tommies dug themselves a bit of a hole. Long way to go yet. Some of those shots start dropping in. Be a different story here. You know, the Tommies and Coach Connors want to start putting things together and building as they can. Next game's up for the Tommies tomorrow at UNBSJ. Same for the Mounties. They go at UNBSJ, but that will be Sunday for Mount Allison. After this, a couple big home games for the Tommies next weekend. Mount St. Vincent comes in on the Saturday. Kings on the Sunday. The next up games for these teams. Didn't mention it earlier, probably should have. These teams have met once before. That was on October 29th, opening night of the league. The game played at Crandall University because of the renos in the Mount A gym. It was Mount A 68, St. Thomas 50. Charlie Connors with 12.7 rebounds. Alyssa Jeffrey, 9 points. Short-handed Tommy's team in that one. No Sophie, Penny, Owens, and Ava Prosser was limited. Reese Nowlin had 22 points for Mount Allison. And Abby Miller had 16 and 8. And these teams will play once more. That will go at Mount A. Based on how things here, it won't be here right now unless there's a big Tommy's comeback. It will not be a season series tiebreaker. So Mounties currently hold the 17-point lead. They already have one win under their belt. Long way to go in this one. Tommies would be, of course, looking to turn that into a tiebreaker situation in the season series, should it matter come playoff seeding. Prosser, too strong for the cutting Stordy. And it's over to Mount A. Janes for Miller. Lost out of bounds off of Prosser. And it will stay Mount Allison ball. Long shot missed there by Furlong. Rebound out of the pack is Vanessa Sophie. Sophie nowhere to go, finds Jaden Penny. Prosser was setting up in the post. Penny for Owens. Owens with the rainbow, but no pot of gold. Rebound to Greater X. Now for Furlong. The Janes and the Mounties content. Call a play and run some offense here. Furlong from 14 feet scores 2. Janes nearly with the pickoff there, deflected out of bounds. Roy and Jeffrey, along with Connors, check in for the Tommies. They will join Owens and Prosser as your Tommy 5. That's Connors on the catch. She'll look to go by Miller. Met there by Tori Janes. Janes must have a pile of steals in this one. That's going to be Emily Owens with the foul on the reach in from behind. Janes to the front court, uses a Miller screen. Alexander on the catch, picked off by Prosser. As Miller blew a tire going through the key. Owens shoots the three again. Rebound into the hands of Kylie Roy. Roy goes down but keeps the ball, finds Connors. Miller on the reach in. Going to be a foul on Tori Janes. Abby Miller says, I didn't touch anybody. Abby, you're right. That foul's going on Tori Janes. Tommy set the inbound play for Connors. Round for Prosser. Prosser puts the shoulders down, goes towards the rim. Owens with the catch on that shot, but loses it out of bounds. Furlong with the three-pointer on the assist from Tori Janes. So Mounties push it to 52. Alexander and Janes. Miller with the shot, rebound for Alexander. We've got a jump ball called. Brito set to check back in, checking in for Mount Allison, number 15, Isabella Jones, and number 22, Jillian Mumford. Isabella Jones, Bundy High School Mariner. Coach Connors sends in Olena Ross. Ross's first action here of the evening. Catch by Greaterix. She goes up and misses. That's going to be a foul, I believe, on Ross. It is. Sends Greaterix to the line. Greaterix is one of 4 Mounties who played in the Maritime Women's Basketball Association in its inaugural season this past year. Miller and Greaterix were part of the Moncton franchise. Janes, part of the Fredericton Freeze. And a scratch in this one, Amelia Mitchell. Played for the Port City Fog out of St. John. That league looking to get back into action in early May this year, a little bit earlier than last season. Talking to Brad Janes, who's I guess one of the founders of the league, we'll say, and the Fredericton Freeze franchise boss. Just before this matchup in this one, certainly he and I were both expecting this to be a closer game than what it's turned out to be. Alina Ross for Charlie Connors in that cross key pass. Now on the drive is Kylie Roy. She scores 2. Moving that out of bounds is Maddie Greaterix. And just to finish my thought there, the 4 players that Mount A has, that's more than any other team in the ACAA that I'm aware of, played in that league. I think it was a tremendous boost. I think Maddie Greaterix in particular came a long way from where she was last year to this year in terms of the play, and there she is attacking the glass. Be interesting to see the second year out if more of the active players in the ACAA look to participate than did last year in that league, help their game grow. tremendous opportunity to play against some of the best players in the Maritimes, some pros in that, and of course a pro player grown out of that league in its first year in Carissa Caggiarini, who came down out of Windsor, or came down to play for Windsor out of Ontario, and showed enough in the league to get some pro interest overseas. Currently, well, I was playing this season in Europe. Lost track of where they are in their season. 54-32, the Tommies really stuck in this one. The offense has gone away here for the Tommies in the second half. They had 24 points at halftime. Coming up following this one will be men's action, but between games, and we'll stick right here on this stream, we'll have the Francis Farrington scholarship presentation. I do have the write-up on that, so instead of trying to listen to the PA announcer, I'll be able to read that along. For you. Set to go out of the timeout. Tommy's ball, 14 on the shot clock, 6:22 on the game clock. Connors inbounds for Olena Ross. Ross is on the far sideline, out of bounds. Tommies come with pressure. Jeffrey, Roy, Ross, Vidito, and Connors. The Mounties, Greater X, Mumford, Samard, Jones, and Furlong. Caitlin Samard with the foul. Celine Sturkle in. Tori Janes in. I think you'll see Coach Jace probably keep Janes or Greater X on the court here for most of the duration of this one. Keep the veteran ball handlers in play until it's decided. Sturkle, she gets her first points of the season, her first field goal that is at least. Nice finish by Celine Sturkle inside. Sturkle hustling on the defensive end now. Gets a hand on that pass from Janes. The Mounties still control. Samard. Tommies with a tie up again. Had a lot of jump balls in this one. Off the bench for Mount A. Nowlin and Trail for Samard and Furlong. Six on the shot clock, 20-point game. 5:38 to go. Mounties very much in control as Mumford tries a little baby hook over Vidito. It doesn't go down. Sturkle, she'll take the three. She can make it from all over. That one I thought was down and through. Been the kind of game it has been for the Tommies. Even when the ball's in the basket, it's back out. Their offense is as cold as the temperature outside in this one. Jeffrey. Another miss for St. Thomas. Rebound for Janes. Inside for Jones. Jones can't get it to go down. That's a rebound for Charlie Connors. Roy for Connors. Sturkle on the outside. Oh, lucky not to get called for a travel there with Sturkle. I thought the feet slid just a little bit. Vidito with 6 on the shot clock for Roy. Roy drives baseline. Looks for Jeffrey. Jeffrey's going to get the foul with Mumford on the body. Jeffrey makes the first. And the second. Miller and Philbrick back in for Mount Allison. Jones and Mumford to the bench. Tommies staying with full court pressure here. A young group of Tommies on the court, taken away by Jeffrey. Looking for Vidito, and it's stolen back by the Mounties. Sophie Trail with the quick hands on that steal, I believe. Foul on Jeffrey. Her second, team's third of the quarter. Miller on the catch for Trail. Trail will drive, shoot from 15, front rim, rebound to the Tommies, and Roy on the push. She's by everybody, and nice strip from Sophie Trail. Prevent Kylie Roy from getting the shot off. Hillary Shea checks in for Reese Nowlin. Shea, second year out of Bedford, Nova Scotia, and C.P. Allen High School. Connors with the inbounds pass, I believe, was intended for Vidito, but it's right into the hands of Janes. Janes to the corner. Back out to Janes. Mounties working around really nicely here and let their offense run. 5 on the shot clock. Trail will take the three and make the three. Mounties looking supremely confident on the offensive end. Moving the ball nicely, not worried about deep shot clocks. And in fact, pretty content with that, with the lead that they have. Vidito takes another three. That rimmed out again. The offense on this end for the Tommies this half, just not clicking. Trail, she's going to get fouled by Kylie Roy. Kylie Roy says, I didn't really think I fouled her. Coach Connor says it's exactly the same thing as the other end. Now we see more subs for Stu. Getting a little tongue-tied there, folks. It's a point in the evening where my tongue gets over my eye teeth and I can't see what I'm saying. Into the game for the Tommies, Olena Ross is number 12. Kathleen Quinlan from Holy Heart High School in St. John's in her first year is number 10. Quinlan's first action of the evening. Shout out, I'm sure the Quinlan clan is watching from Newfoundland as per usual. Cross-court pass for Roy. Roy on the spin, cross-court now again, and that's picked off by Miller. It's like the Mounties know exactly what the Tommies are going to do on every play. They're there to pick it off. Inside for Philbrick on the tough catch, back outside for Miller. Miller on the drive, she goes off the side of the backboard, catches it back. Now Tori Janes from 17 feet, makes for two. A soft release there for Tori. Tori bodies up Kathleen Quinlan and will draw the foul. That last Tommy foul went on Kylie Roy. That will be her fourth. More subs in. Charlie Connors for the Tommies. Furlong, Greaterix, and Danielle Alexander in for Mount Allison. Quinlan to the line. Quinlan averages a point a game for the Tommies here in her rookie season. Can't get the first one to go. Makes her 2 for 7 from the free throw line this year. Routine looks good. Release looks good. Front rim. She fights for the rebound, but it's into the hands of the Mounties. And it is Greaterix. Furlong outside for Shea. Shea back for Philbrick. Little teardrop from the baseline goes for Megan Philbrick. Full credit to Mountie defense for what they've done here in the second half to the Tommies. held STU to 12 points thus far in the half. That's right, in the half, if you're just tuning in. It was 28-24 at halftime in favor of Mount A. Really, that third quarter, they have taken the suspense out of this one. We're into the final 2 minutes. Sturkle missed the long one there. Be good to see her get her range back for the Tommies. They could really use her scoring down the stretch in this season for sure. She can be a 3-level scorer, can Sturkle. Philbrick. Time was over. Quinlan, rebound to Sturkle. And outside for Connors, minute 20 to go here in this one. Tough to say anything else, but the Mounties really taking the Tommies out behind the woodshed and laid a little licking on them as Sturkle with a nice move inside. That's 4 for Sturkle. Offensive foul called, I believe, on Danielle Alexander. It is. That's going to be her third. Both teams in bonus. Of course, the Tommies will not shoot on this one. Vidito for Connors. That's Sturkle looking inside for Ross. Alina Ross, front rim. Kathleen Quinlan can't get it to go down either. Sturkle again. Now Vidito, she'll shoot the 3 and make the 3. That's 3 threes for Katie Vidito. Make the folks in Charlottetown happy with her shooting. But it's going to be too little too late for the Tommies. But this one, all second half, has been Mounties. Said the game would be played in the 60s, and it is in the 60s for Mount Allison. Tommies with not the offensive showing they were looking for in this one. Sturkle drive, she'll put it up, score 2 more will Celine Sturkle. It's the kind of offense she can bring from the Tommies. She's got the moves on the offensive end. Nose for the basket. This one will wrap up a 20-point Mount Allison win. 63-43 is the final. We will stay right here. We do have the Francis Farrington Scholarship presentation coming up before the men's game. In fact, right here before the men's warm-up, in fact. So we'll stay here. I do have the write-up on Francis Farrington. He's a St. Thomas men's basketball alumni, passed away tragically in late 2009 in his native Bahamas. Francis, a Nassau native, arrived on St. Thomas campus as a recipient of the Lifford K. Foundation Scholarship and was the first Bahamanian to receive the honor and attend a Canadian university. He's a member of the Tommies basketball team. He's named the team's Rookie of the Year in 2000. Member of 3 ACAA championship teams, and named to the CCAA second all-tournament team at Nationals in 2002. After graduating with economics from STU, Francis pursued and completed a master's in business economics at Wilfrid Laurier. After his tragic death while visiting his family in Nassau in 2009, St. Thomas Basketball set up a memorial fund in his honor. This award is honored annually to returning students who have participated in intercollegiate basketball, have maintained a strong academic average, and who have contributed to their community in a positive way. See who's presenting this one. I believe we'll probably have Kathleen Johnson present. Francis would have played for Coach Dickinson here. Coached the Tommies for 22 years. Same announcement that I just read is being read here in-house, and then we'll have the women's recipient and men's recipient. Once we get there, I will read along with those as well. So on the women's side, Francis Faring recipient, tremendous 4 years at STU, been a 2-time CCAA All-Canadian. That's going to give it away right there. ACAA All-Star first team. She's been named the ACAA Defensive Player of the Year award winner, led the league in steals multiple years. Very much loved by her teammates for her work ethic and leadership. Very pleased to reward her hard work and dedication to the STU's basketball program with this year's Francis Farrington Award. Fourth-year guard out of Fredericton. Haven't quite guessed who that is yet. It's going to be Vanessa Sophie who picks this one up. Take the suspension away for those at home, if you hadn't already guessed that by the write-up. I'm just slightly ahead of Eric Moffat on the internal PA here. We'll see Vanessa Sophie come forward. Very deserving Vanessa Sophie. Hard-working Tommy, works hard both ends of the court. Fine young lady is Vanessa as well. I've had much opportunity to interact with Vanessa, but the ones I have had been pretty pleasant. And on the men's side, the award is going to players who showed incredible leadership on and off the court the last couple years. His skills and talents are being felt far beyond the Tommy's family. He started to coach basketball at the minor level. In fact, his team won the league championship in the Fredericton area this year at the junior high level. His way of connecting to young athletes is second to none. He's kind, he's patient, he's an knack for getting the best of the players. The winner of the Francis Farrington Award, fifth-year wing player from Fredericton, Tyrese Paul. Tyrese also 2 weeks in a row, the Tommy's Athlete of the Week. And good to see Tyrese come forward for the Francis Farrington Award here and accept that. So it's Vanessa Sophie and Tyrese Paul, your Francis Farrington Award winners for the Tommies. We'll pause right here. Reset for the men's game. You'll have to switch the stream over. Women's game goes to the Mount Allison Mounties, though they move to 9-2. Expect Mount St. Vincent to pick up a win to move them to 10-2 this evening, like they were winning last I checked. Tommies dropped to 7-5. Sets up a big game tomorrow for STU in UNBSJ. They're going to want that win to get feeling good before entertaining Mount St. Vincent and UKC next weekend. For Mount Allison, they're going to enjoy that win. They're stick right on the heels of Mount St. Vincent. They'll play at UNBSJ on Sunday. Thanks, folks. I'm Bill Gibson. Hope you've enjoyed this one. A bit one-sided on the scoreboard. Not the close game we expected. Goes to the Mounties. Come on back in about 19 minutes. We'll have the men's game.